test yesterday, bro. So it looks like I got man boobs. Look.
No, you don't look like you got man boobs.
No, look right there. That looks like a man boob.
No.
Dog, what are you doing?
I mean, you've always worn tighter shirts too.
I don't like wearing tight shirts no more. Hey,
you like the oversized fit now?
Yeah, just so I don't have to worry about like.
It feels
man
comfortable
boobs, bro.
though. It's
like,
comfortable though. Like it sits on you. You know what I mean? It just sits on you, and I like it. It makes me feel like I'm being hugged sometimes.
See, I don't care about that.
I do.
I hate having to like worry like how do I look on camera? Like is my gut out? Like things like that. You know, that's what I don't care. I'm gonna switch shirts right now. I'm gonna switch shirts. But let me play the intro song. Welcome to DawgZ Only.
Oh, started?
Yeah, I started it because I thought it was funny.
Oh.
Dog sounds, though we can't hear them because my headphones on. But that's dog sounds right there.
Oh, okay, dude. We're getting high tech and fancy and technical with
yes, sir.
DawgZ Only, the most rabid podcast on the planet. Rabbit? Yeah, rabid, dude. We got rabies and shit, you know? Rabies is not like a bad word, right, on the internet? But that one fruit, right? That one's pretty bad. Grape. But yeah, man, you know, most rabid podcast on the planet. You know, we got the two dogs right here. And this one right here. But, you know, we got Brando over here getting booty butt naked on the stream, you know. Giving you guys something special. I know you guys can't see it, but you know, use your imagination. Make loving, dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro. After you got that shirt, bro, I felt like everyone decided to buy it too.
Carlos, if you're watching, yes, I know we have the same shirt, bro. Carlos lives with me, and we almost always wear this shirt at the same time for some reason.
Yeah, bro. I've noticed that shirt a lot ever since that day that you were like, yeah, bro. People have it now, and I'm just like, yeah, man, you've had it for a while, and everyone started buying it out of nowhere.
Carlos had it first, and then I copied Carlos, and then I guess other people just have the shirt.
Yeah, but Carlos is a ghost, you know?
Yeah, Carlos.
Yeah, he's a ghost. He just disappeared off the face of the planet one day.
You know who still hasn't pulled up? Alex, bro. If you watch this, bro, what's wrong with you, bro?
Bro, Alex over here talking shit about me, you know, trying to beef with me and shit.
Yeah, he was talking
sneak this in and doesn't even want to pull up now. Just tell me you don't fuck with me, bro.
Right. He was hating, and then doesn't pull up. Oh, bro, the intro song's still going. The light's still red.
Oh shit!
If I press it again, it's not canceling. It's not canceling.
So you can hear the background song while we're talking.
Yeah, that whole time. This is still the intro. More dog noises. Oof.
Can't hear it on this one. Can't hear it on this one.
I unplugged them.
Okay.
It stopped though. All right, welcome to DawgZ Only. I'm Brando. There's Alan. Follow us at SS4 Brando everywhere on social media and TFM Fabo with a V. And follow our Instagram at DawgZOnly_. And check out our YouTube because you're watching us on Twitch. At DawgZ Only, or you can look up Brando Fabian, which is my name, which is the account name. Appreciate y'all. We talk about gym, anime, cars,
sports,
drugs,
current events, politics. We do everything, man.
Dogs. Talk about dogs too. Yes, sir. All right, bro. I don't have any topics, so I was gonna talk about Andrew Tate getting arrested to clickbait it, cause bro, I was looking at our analytics for the other one or whatever. The reason it's getting views is because I tagged Andrew Tate on it, and the views were just not the views, but like
the impressions and all
the impressions was skyrocketing, bro. We just had a horrible thumbnail, so I got no click through rate. It got like 40 views, but anyways, that's the reason it kept going up, because Andrew Tate.
So Andrew Tate then, man.
Yes, sir.
Like, so. The one thing, you know, my issue with people and him, not him specifically, my issue with people's issue with him is they don't understand what he's actually doing, right? So a lot of people have like this misconstrued or whatever you call it notion of who he is or what he is, what he's done, and all that kinds of stuff. And for me, it's like if you take him for what he is, he's like most men, or not most men, but like a lot of men, or at least the mentality of a lot of men. We joke about everything,
Right.
which people don't like. But if you really go to a circle of guys and how they joke about stuff, the same stuff that he jokes about everyone's like, oh my God, that's so horrible. That's what most circle of guys talk about. Whether it's racial, religious, anything, just anything at all. Whether it's about, genders and all that kind of stuff, everyone. We joke about everything because how men are, because we find comedy for what it truly is making fun of everything. And so when he does that in public, people don't like that because they think that everything's serious, that what he says, which no, not everything is serious. Men can generally be very sarcastic. And so when he says things jokingly, people take it for like law, you know what I mean? And he's not the type of guy that like backs down on what he says. So if you're gonna like press him on it, he's gonna double down on it because you're pressing on him.
Yeah.
Like not necessarily because he believes it. Like he clearly doesn't believe in fucking like abusing women and stuff like that. Like he talks about it, when he has these jokes about, it's like, slap that, whatever, all that stuff. He literally the females that have come on like other podcasts that have been in a relationship with him and stuff like that, they all talk about it. They're like, no, he's like the most respectful man I've ever been with.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Well, like clearly anybody that has a brain could see like he just like it's on purpose. Like
yeah,
he's planning to talk about these things, and so he says ridiculous things sometimes. But that was before he got arrested.
Yeah.
Now that he's been arrested, I mean, I listened to that whole interview or whatever, and he sounds a little bit different. He's like, yeah, I'm done with the girls' cars thing. Because I'm more focused on staying out of jail and dealing with all the people that are probably trying to kill me now.
Yeah.
Which they're just trying
some of them.
They're just trying to silence him because he has such a garnering. Because it's like, yo, when you literally have like, I don't know, millions of men, not women, kids, or anything like that, like men who go do something in society and whether cause a riot, do something, affect some kind of business or something like that, people might not like you because then you have power. You have influence over these people, and they could go do whatever you want them to do. And if your message is against their message, then they'll try to put you in jail like him.
Yeah, man. It's all it's all about how we always talk about control. Everything is about control. Real power is control. Real power is control. It's not about who has the power in government or all that kind of stuff. It's just who can control the population. Because once you control the population, you control what's going on, and you're gonna control what's gonna happen because you control the future.
Yeah.
And so that's what he talks about. It's like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my God, I agree with everything he says. No, absolutely not. Like even the stuff when he doubles down on certain jokes.
You know what I disagree? Yeah. You know what I disagree with, bro? The fact that he's bald or was bald.
Yeah, man, you gotta grow your hair out, man.
Nah, bro. Deal with the hairline or go to Turkey.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for real. You have the money, go to fucking Turkey and get that hair transplant, man.
Because I told, bro, have you ever seen like I've seen like people who Twitch stream and things like that. They take the headphones off after years. They have a dent in their head. Or I've always had a dent in my head, bro. I've always had a dent in my head, like right here. I could always just like feel like a little indent, as if I grew up with like headphones or something, which not true. But yeah, bro. That's why I have long hair. I don't like it because I'm just like, bro, I can't do the baldness, bro. I'll have that dent in my head, and I'm gonna look like a peanut.
No, like I have like a weird like calyx or whatever they're called.
Yeah, the little spiral thing.
Yeah, the spiral thing's in the back of my head. Like a lot of it's not even, so it's really hard for barbers to cut my hair.
Yeah,
because obviously it's curly, so like the gaps go everywhere. It's not like bald spots; they're the calyx or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
So they're always like, bro, like I don't really know how to cut your hair sometimes. Like I'm like, yeah, man, it's fine. Just fade it up however you fade it in the back, and like it's gonna grow however it does. Like I don't care. Like people could trip on it and be like, oh my God, my hair isn't like symmetrical, like it doesn't look perfect or whatever, but over time, I just got over it. I'm like, bro, my hair is the way it is.
Like bro. I always wanted to do like talking about other men, bro. Like the Johnny Depp, like Playboy kind of hair, bro. I always want to do that. Like the one that's popular now, that all the little TikTokers have and stuff. But yeah, my spiral was like.
Some of the little fish noodles or whatever, the little noodles, whatever they call them.
When it goes like this and it's parted down the middle.
like and kind of noodly, right? Because the new thing is the noodles. You know, like my hair's naturally curly, so it does whatever. Like I just wash my hair, put some coconut oil, and then just let it.
Nah,
Do
just
whatever.
straight, just straight. Like when they have it straight and they do the what was it that Leo DiCaprio in his
You'll be
first
doing
movies when it's like parted down the middle
I don't see
and
people
it falls
do
to
that.
the side.
I don't see people do that.
Keanu Reeves has his hair like that.
Oh, Keanu Reeves is old though.
But like
But yeah, no,
you
I
know what
fuck
I'm
with the, I
talking
fuck with the
about,
haircut.
right?
Yeah,
It's
I've
like
tried
that,
it.
but just a little shorter.
Yeah,
Or they'll do like a fade with it. I always wanted to have my hair like that, but then I grew up and it turned wavy, and now that it's wavy, also I have the stupid spiral back here. I can't do it right. My hair grows like weird.
I've tried it too, bro, and it doesn't work because my hair will immediately just curl towards the middle. It'll just like I'll be in the shower, I'll shower, do my stuff, get out, put some coconut oil, and then just like do it and like part it and just let it go, and it'll stay like this. But as soon as I do this or whatever, it just curls up all over, so it just looks weird.
Yeah. But anyways, to finish with the Andrew Tate, bro. Yeah, I agree with you, bro. It's just most people are misunderstanding what he's doing or what he's about, and I don't agree with everything that he says or whatever. I do think you can have a monogamous relationship with one person. You might think otherwise, whatever, bro. And then I love drinking alcohol, so I can't be a Muslim. Yeah, I like drinking alcohol. I'm sorry, my Muslim people. I appreciate y'all. I would love to join the religion, but I gotta drink alcohol.
So all right, so you know, Islam is it's like any other religion, man. It's you have your devout people and your not so devout people, right? And it doesn't make certain ones better than other ones, in my opinion. But you know, like I have you know Muslim friends, and a lot of them still drink. Sure, it is haram to drink, right?
Yeah.
But there's like levels to it. You know what I mean? It's like the sins that we create and stuff like that. Like that's why I always tell people, man. These religions are all so similar, man. They're all so similar. They all are about at its core about living correctly. That's what is it? What is it? Whether the churches spin them, whether people spin them into some completely different, at the core, the values of these institutions are to be good. That's why you believe in a God and a higher power, so you can enter His gates of heaven or wherever it is, or the Parthenon or whatever, you know, Mount Olympia, whatever, all this stuff for all religions. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
So it's all about being good. So the same way that you know, for us, you know, God and Jesus, which you know, one and the same but different, you know, same but different. For you ask Allah for forgiveness. You ask Him for forgiveness, and He should forgive you. It's just about like how you do things. You know what I mean? So you still can like. I have some like Muslim friends like, and they're some of them are older too. Like they're not like super young, you know, young guys making mistakes. Like no, like they drink and they understand that it's haram, but they understand that there is a time where they will stop drinking. But for now, they're living with the decisions that they make, and then they'll know that they pray for it, pray for forgiveness, and you know, well, Allah, same way that God, you know, because it's the same thing, just in a different language.
Yeah.
You know, Dios in Spanish, God in English, Allah in Arabic, or various other languages, right? It's the same thing. It's just they ask for forgiveness, and their goal is to be a better, you know, Muslim at the end of the day. That's their goal. It's the same with any of them, bro. That's why I love that religion, man. I love it. I love how devout a lot of them are, and you know, people have this, you know, a lot of notions about the religion because of what's happened in the past with a lot of, you know, extremist groups and stuff like that. But bro, that's not the religion. That's a few group of people that are completely changing what the values are of the religion. But you know, every religion has that. But no, they believe in forgiveness and stuff like that too. You know, Allah is supposed to be forgiving because if you think about it, right, the Old Testament is the one that shows a God that is spiteful and angry and always
yeah.
And it's been the prophets after that have all said like, hey, God's not like that, man. He's forgiving. Like He understands you're not perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, that's few of the things I would say I disagree with him on. Just those things.
Yeah, no.
As far as I know him, I don't know him like that though.
Yeah, and it's like taking things with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, if he is a horrible person, And he deserves to go to jail. He
Right.
deserves all the punishment that comes with it. Or if not, you don't believe in punishment, rehabilitation, whatever it is. But if he's not, then like, stop demonizing him.
Right.
There's no
Right.
point.
Exactly. Because from what it seems, from hearing him talk and whatever, from all the podcasts I listen to and the people that talk to him, and they say what's going on and whatever they put out, it just seems like they don't have much evidence against him, and they're just kind of making up people to accuse him of doing what he's supposedly done, allegedly. So it's like the YNW Melly case that you were saying earlier. They don't have sufficient evidence to prove that they're guilty. But the thing about Romania is just different laws compared to here.
Yep.
Here, even then, I guess you could say it's supposed to be you're innocent until proven guilty, but still they throw you in jail and you need to bond yourself out. Doesn't make sense, but
yeah,
that's how it is over there. They'll just jail you for no reason, type of thing.
Yeah, and it's in that sense, you know, going through a judicial process is pretty similar in most countries in the sense that any lawyer here will tell you, like, you're battling two battles whenever you go to court, especially when it's a big case.
Yeah.
You're fighting two battles. You're fighting against your prosecutor or the system or whatever you want to call it, and you're also fighting the court of public opinion.
The court of public. Yes, sir.
So like no matter what, like especially in this country, for some reason, society will specifically like to just go completely against what made America America and just say, you know what, you're being tried for something, you probably did it. You're being tried for something, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which that isn't fair because the whole basis of, you know, our system and all that stuff is, you know, proven, you know, like you said, innocent until proven guilty, because why would you want people to be bad? Like that's basically what you're asking for. If you're assuming that everyone is bad, then you're assuming that humans are naturally bad. Why would you want that?
Yeah.
You're wishing that at the end of the day. That's kind of what you're wishing for. You're like, oh man, he's getting tried for this. He's got to be guilty. Like you're wishing for bad things. Like why would you want that to be true? You know what I mean? Why would you want that to be like, oh yeah, man, he did it? Like why would you want that to be true? These are people that would be hurt in that case. So like, why would you want that to be a real thing? Like I would rather he's, you know, exonerated and proven
to be guilty. Yeah.
Or no, exonerated. No. I'd rather that he be exonerated because he's clearly not guilty. So that would mean that a crime never was committed. And that's usually that being exonerated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough, bro. Because I feel like part of this, like, all right, Tate says he's battling the Matrix. If the Matrix is true, right, and let's say he is innocent, which that's what it seems like to me from, I don't know, hundreds of hours of podcasts that I listen to. Then if the Matrix is real, then maybe they put that in our heads to automatically assume people are guilty.
Yeah, man.
And automatically deem them guilty in the court of public opinion, even though they're innocent. So if everything that he's done or being accused of or whatever is false, and what he's saying is true, then maybe they have put that into our heads to help to like manipulate us into already thinking all these people are guilty. Maybe it's part of it. I don't know. Maybe we've been brainwashed for a long time, and it's hard to get over the public opinion there.
Well, I'll say that there's more historical precedent behind that than just straight up like the manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you think about it, this has been a thing since like human history. Like, and it was, well, back in the day, it was because when someone was accused of something, they were like, oh, well, let's just get rid of them so that we avoid the possibility of a guilty man going free. Let's try to clean. Because if you're being accused of this, we kill you, we get rid of your gene, then there's less likelihood of more people like you being produced in this world. Which that's how it was, you know, like think about it. Think back Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
You know, there's no evidence for that. You know, I mean, like, there's no evidence. Like, you just are assuming, oh, he said I'm a witch. Oh, Burner of the stake, bro. It's fucking burner to the
stake. Did you
stake.
finish the Rogan podcast from today?
No, I
They
didn't.
talked about it.
They talked about the Salem witch trials.
Yeah, they were talking about
Bro.
how part of that might have been because they had a certain kind of weed growing around the areas that they did the witch trials in.
Oh, they say they're talking about shrooms too. There were shrooms in that area.
Yeah. And so, yeah, exactly. There's like certain kind of plants in those areas, and maybe the plants influence those decisions that
When
these
they were eating them.
women are witches.
Yeah, because they would see shit. They would start tripping ball sacks and then just start seeing shit. And then it's like, I'm tripping. Oh my God, she's a witch. But no, bro, you're just high as hell.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Bro, I wonder how many people that they killed. I don't even know. Like, just off of a mistake of being around shrooms or being around, like, things that are bad for you that, like, mess up your brain. Thinking that woman's a witch.
I'll Google that real quick. Just, see what Google comes up with.
Yeah.
People died. Because obviously I have absolutely no clue. I don't have a good sense of demographics like that. Like, how many people were alive during certain parts. I just know that we've exponentially had more people throughout the years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to add on to the court stuff, bro, or the court of public opinion, from everything that I was hearing about the Tory Lanez trial, bro, remember I was talking to you about it? I was like, dude, from everything that I hear and the paperwork that comes out on him and all the reporters on the internet that I listen to, like academics talking about it, Flacco, and a bunch of these other like media outlets for rap and hip hop or whatever, it just seemed like he wasn't like it wasn't all him. Like he wasn't the one that shot her. It seemed like he was just covering up for the other girl, but she had immunity. So then it's just up to the jury to decide whether or not they wanted to believe that he's the one that did that. And then boom, he got convicted. Me thinking over here that he was gonna be free because there wasn't like sufficient evidence that he shot her. There's a witness to say it wasn't him. I was like, bro, what? Bro. So I don't know. Maybe they'll do the same thing to Tate. You never know. And it's also not here. So
yeah, man.
Maybe the people over there are less able to be manipulated or more able to be manipulated on the jury or how that even goes.
Yeah, I'll say definitely corruption is like subjective to a certain level, like on your opinion on who might be corrupt or not. But generally speaking, most people would probably agree with that Romania is a more corrupt country. It's also part of the reason why he chose to live there, which he talked about, because he would rather at least believe that he has more control over the corruption. So he would go to an area where he feels like he could control the level of corruption that would come towards him. Yeah. Which clearly it didn't matter because that corruption still got to him and affected him in a negative way and went against him. Yeah. All right, but right here it says, so from this source of pem.org, I don't know which article from, I don't know what it is specifically, but it's saying during the Salem witch trials, specifically in 1962, which is, I guess that's when it happened, specifically in that year, 1962, I guess. I don't really know like that. It says it led to the death of 25 innocent women, men, and children. 19 of them were hung.
Damn.
So, like, within a year, just because they're like, that's a witch. That's a witch.
25 people.
Just because
they thought they were witches.
Yeah, man.
That's a good amount of people, bro.
And think about it, dude. What evidence you're gonna have of them being witches, bro? Like, especially in those times, you ain't got no cameras to record anything.
Yeah, right. When was it? In the
1692.
1600s.
Before this country was a country. Colonial days.
Yeah, 1692 is crazy, bro.
Think about it. For like in Salem, which the amount of people that are there, 25 people was probably a lot. Because there probably wasn't that many people in Salem.
Yeah.
I would imagine a few thousand, but that's still 25 people out of a few thousand.
It makes sense that it's recorded in history because that seems like it would be a big deal because there is a little people. Mm-hmm. Because it's like 25 people, is that actually a lot? No, 25 people and die of fucking choking on banana peels dead.
Well, no, like I said, it's put it in perspective. Salem, I would. This is a guesstimate, right? But I would say that Salem at that time probably had the same population that my high school had. So think about that. In Deer Valley, if we heard that 25 people died in one day, that's a lot. Because I would say roughly would probably be around the same population as Deer Valley was. So we heard 25 people died there. That's a lot. So by the perspective, in my opinion, back then, because they didn't have that many people like we do now, like sure, our small town of 112,000 people, that wouldn't be a lot because we have 112,000 people in Antioch.
It would be like if 1,000 people died.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, so yeah, that would more coincide with it, right? Then be like, oh shit, that's a lot of people that died.
Yeah, that is a lot of people. But yeah, man. Yeah, so free Tate.
Yeah, man. Free him if he's innocent. I'll say that.
Free Tate.
Free Tate if he's innocent. If he's not innocent, then let him rot.
Yeah.
But my opinion, it seems like he's innocent. So free Tate.
Yeah. So there's that tagline. I feel like there's one other thing that maybe I could talk about. You got anything?
Oh well, YNW Melly, man, that trial.
Melly. So tell me what you were telling me about earlier.
So he's been locked up since what, like 2018, 2019?
2018, I think, yeah.
Yeah, 2018, man. And from the information that had been put out that I had seen on the internet and all that stuff, right? It had seemed like they never really had evidence, like hard, concrete evidence, like ever from the beginning. And to deny him bail, you would imagine, well, one, if he's a flight risk, they would do that, right? Two, if they had sufficient evidence to like be like, oh yeah, he's probably gonna get convicted, so let's not do that. So that's why people are like, oh, he's denied bail. Like you would imagine that. But from what I had seen, they never really had evidence. Everything was circumstantial. Like nothing is concrete evidence that ties into it. Everything is circumstantial with the story that they're making, which that's what a prosecution team does. They're making a story to give to the jury for them to believe it, whether it's true or not. Their job is to make the best story for them to believe it and eat it up and convict someone. But none of it seemed concrete at all. Like there's no murder weapon. His DNA is not on them. Like there's no hard concrete evidence that ties into it. Like it was just him being around them. Like his DNA was found around them, but like he had already said he was around them. That he could have died from this too. So it's just like it just seemed like they were just trying to like a witch hunt. They're just trying to pin something on someone.
They probably just hit because they're cracking down on all the Ricos for all the hip hop and rap people or whatever, right? All the groups. Because what was the latest one to get hit? The latest one to get hit was New York, right?
Oh yeah, with Sleepy Hollow
and Chef G and all of them, right? They're just trying to. I think they've been I don't know who, the FBI, the state. I think there's so many groups and rap and hip hop like bands of gangs or whatever that they went from in the 80s, 90s, or 2000s from doing just gangs, Bloods, Crips, whoever, to now they're doing the rap and hip hop groups. This is like the new gang indictments that they're doing. And what was I gonna say? Damn. I was going somewhere. You said they were trying to pin it on Melly or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think he was probably the start of this wave of indictments that they're trying to do with the RICO cases, because there aren't any more big gangs like that. Like the mob is gone, for the most part.
Not even close.
So they already did that, and then they're done with all the gang stuff. So now they have to find a replacement to start doing these RICO cases for.
Well, I mean, it's more about they want to control the gangs or who they have out there. So it's because they already have their players, man. They have their established players. The mob is far from gone, bro. You talk to them people out there in the East Coast, they'll tell you they still out there. My Italians still out there. They're heavy. They're still they keep catching a lot of the old capos and stuff like that, but they keep getting it. Like they keep going into the next person. Like they're still alive.
Yeah.
But like a lot of these things is they have deals with a lot of these people, man. Yeah. So it's like if you're not really a part of it, then obviously we're gonna go after you. So it makes it look like we're doing something at least. Because look at it, man. Like the snowfall stuff, like that's based off of real stuff. That might not be specifically based off a true story of them, But like the stuff from Snowfall is true, man. That was like the
Free White Red
CIA.
Cross. Yeah.
Yeah. CIA was implanting drugs in all these communities from the beginning to fund these proxy wars in Nicaragua and all these other places, trying to displace these dictators and have this freedom, capitalistic, all of these ideals, and try to force them on these countries. So like, at the end of the day, they're still probably doing that, because even Joe Rogan was talking about that today too.
Yeah,
in the podcast, we were talking about that. But like all this stuff is like this stuff is not like a conspiracy theory. This is stuff that has been proven to already have happened. And so it's like they're like, well, none of these guys they're claiming to be this and that. They're claiming to be a part of this life, to have killed people and all that stuff. So why don't we do our part in cleaning the streets, and we'll do it to these public people. So they talk about all because at the end of the day, it's about the image. The CIA and the FBI, they want to be low key, but they also want to have a good image. The government, like all these government entities, federal agencies, they all care about their image. I was in the Navy, so like everything that our branch does is all about. Now it's all about projecting a good image. Like, we want to look professional. We want to look like we're doing stuff.
Yeah.
And that's how all these they just care about the image. They just want to look good. They just want to look good. That's it. So if you're putting away these high profile rappers and stuff like that, sure, a lot of people might be mad because a lot of these rappers are rapping about what they grew up in, and they're not trying to be a part of it anymore. A lot of people are trying to escape it, right? They rap to escape and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, a lot of people still, they rap about killing and all that kind of stuff. So they're like in their head, oh man, they're publicly talking about it. Let's get these guys. It's gonna make us look good. That's what it seems like to me. They're just trying to make these big profile cases because it's the best way to get like cool points.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I mean, yeah. But like I was saying, the start of it was, I think, like Melly.
Yeah.
That was the first instances of it, because that was also the Tate times, when Tate got arrested and Melly got arrested, and
Take's was bad too.
Kodak got arrested around that time too.
Yeah.
All them guys. But yeah, bro. Hopefully, if he didn't do it, then free Melly.
Yeah, free Melly, man. Shout out YNW Melly.
Free Melly. I was gonna add on to something. Fuck, that thing's leaving my mind. Oh, talking about the mob and the arrests and shit. Bro, I was listening to this YouTube video, bro. I like all week I've been listening to YouTube videos on like information ones, like documentary type styles,
like the Infograph channel.
Probably. So anyways, there's so many of like these YouTubers or whatever that they do the same kind of content, which is like commentary based, documentaries on
like historical documentaries.
Yeah, on people, and they put together the pieces and type of thing, and a lot of it's probably just regurgitated information from a previous one type of thing. But I like them, and I like these specific people that are doing them more than maybe like another person or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's one on like the McDonald's Monopoly stuff, bro. The little stickers. You remember that Monopoly game? Like you basically get either like free food or free stuff off of it.
Your goal is to win that $1 million or that Jeep.
Yeah. Have you ever heard about this?
Yeah.
Oh, no. About there's like a scam going on with it?
Oh, no.
No? Okay,
no,
cool.
I never heard about the scam about it.
All right, bro. I'm gonna break this one down for you. So there's this guy named like Jerry or something like that, right? And he used to be like coming from poverty, like trying to make it out the mud type thing. This is this white guy, and I guess Jerry ended up getting a position up high with McDonald's, and basically what they did was they appointed him to be like the security for the stickers, because the stickers were so easily to be like stolen, or like, like basically it's like he's in charge of the money. We need you to take care of the money, because the money, if it's delayed right there, it's just gonna get jacked. So we need to make sure that the poor people working here aren't taking the money. And so this essentially is the stickers.
Taking all the stickers.
Taking the stickers, bro. Because imagine like they're printing these stickers, they're getting them imported, it's getting passed off to so many people throughout the day. Somebody could easily just go, whoop, my sticker, and then boom, $1 million, without even knowing. There's no trace of it, because at this time there's probably no real good security for that kind of things, right?
The procedure.
Like the cameras are probably horrible. There's probably one camera in the room, and the procedures just suck because it was like a new thing, a collab with Monopoly, and so they're trying to. McDonald's is just trying to incentivize people to buy more stuff, and they aren't really paying attention to this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at first, the guy starts off strong. He's like checking people's shoes, checking their underwear, damn near, for the stickers, right? And I guess eventually, he got like the idea to basically just cash it in. Like he ended up getting a free box of them because of like some like miscommunication that happened within the corporation. And he's like, "Yo, bro, I got like this $100,000 one, like, and it's untraceable, and nobody's ever gonna know that I have this." So he decides to cash it in, but he obviously he works for the company. He can't do it himself.
So you get somebody else to cash it in.
Exactly. So he gets his butcher to do it, and the butcher does it the first time and get for like $20K or something like that, and gives the butcher like half or something like that. Then he comes back to the butcher, and this time it's for like $200K, and then the butcher's like, "Nah, I ain't giving you your cut." And so the Jerry guy was like, "You can't do that though. Like I'm the one who gave you this." He's like, "What are you gonna do? Go to the cops? Because then you're just gonna out yourself." He's like, "You ain't snitching on me, because then you're snitching on yourself." So he's like, "Damn, I got fucked." And so then boom, he gets the idea or somehow or gets approached by a mob boss, bro. Like somebody from one of the big guys from back in the day. I forget the name, bro. And basically the mob boss or whatever was like, "Hey, let me buy one of those tickets off of you, and I'll get to cash it in." And basically he started his whole business for the first 10 years of the McDonald's Monopoly thing, just selling off these stickers worth $1 million, 500,000, a Dodge Viper,
damn,
to like mob affiliated people and all these other kinds of people, till eventually he got caught and he got sentenced to jail and whatnot. But he didn't even do a lot of time in jail. He just had to give up all his assets.
That's it?
That's it, bro. But speaking of the mob and
the Costellos and the Gambinos, all these big ass families, these crime bosses and shit.
Yeah, I think it was somebody from the Gambinos, but I forget.
That's crazy, bro.
Bro, so for the whole first 10 years of this, which we weren't even born yet, it was in the 80s to the 90s that this happened. People weren't able to win the $1 million prize because it kept getting stolen or sold off. It was a big old scheme. I'm sure it's a lot more strict now, but yeah, bro, the stickers came from China. You probably could have made them back in the day.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
do you think that's probably? Do you think back then that's probably why, or that's probably? You know, as far as I can remember, I've always remembered the stickers being on the cups and
the fries.
And the
I remember the fries.
The fries, the cups, the chicken nugget boxes and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
You probably think that back then they weren't on them, huh? They weren't on them. They were just you just hand them out.
Yeah, actually, yeah, they were handed out.
That's why. Yeah, it makes sense. That's probably why they switched it over to having it on the cups. Mm-hmm. Like, imagine walking around with like 10,000 cups and trying to steal those.
Yeah, they eventually became like seal proof type thing, so where if you broke the seal, boom, like it's noticeable. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So back then, like at first they gave you the sticker and they handed it to you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're right.
That's crazy,
bro. I'm just thinking like bro. If you pay attention to the documentary, he could have got away with it.
It's all about people being too hungry, bro.
He was too greedy, bro. He became like damn near like 100 millionaire, like doing this, bro, right? But if he would have just stopped at 5 million, which is plenty, bro, he could have reinvested this money into assets, into like properties and things, or actually started his own McDonald's franchise or something. He would have kept legit money.
Yeah.
But this idiot wanted to be so greedy that he just jailed himself and lost all his money.
There's one of the Joe Rogan podcasts that I was listening to, and he was talking about that. Oh, it was the last one that he did with Chris Stefano.
Yeah.
He was talking about, because Chris Stefano, like, his father was like a habitual gambler, like he was gambling at it.
Yeah.
So that's why he tried to like tell his dad. His dad tried to always like, hey, bro, chill out, because if you keep doing this, that's the inner gambler in you. You're trying to like keep going. You're trying to keep going. That's because you just like, because he fears that he passed that gambling trait to his son.
Yeah.
So he would always tell him like that's what it was. And Joe's somebody, he's like, yeah, man, that's probably true. That's probably what it was. Like you're seeing your dad go through all this stuff, and it's probably onto you because of it. he was like, he's like, that's not a problem with like a lot of people that are super successful, because Chris was talking about like being happy about buying something, like I think it was like a watch, and he felt like he was going too far. And Joe Rogan's like, nah, bro, what the fuck? Like, I hate it when people tell me not to spend my money.
Right.
He's like, I worked for this. Like, I deserve to do this. He's like, yeah, I'm still gonna do cool stuff too. Like, Chris is like, yeah, I'm gonna still give to charity and stuff like that, but I deserve the stuff that I get too. And he's talking about, he's like, that's the problem with certain people. He's like, they forget, or they sometimes they go too far with everything.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they'll buy and they just won't stop. And sometimes they just get too hungry. Once you start getting hungry, you just get hungrier and hungrier for more and more and more and more, and you forget about where you came from. And so that's why like that like forces people to just go too far a lot of times. You know, some people forget about their families because they're focusing on the money instead of like focusing on, you know, the what it is that got them there.
Yeah.
So he was somebody that's like, yeah, bro. He's like sure, like cool, like you're good, like focus on yourself, like spend your money, do all that kind of stuff. He's like, but don't be so greedy. People get too greedy as soon as they start getting money.
Exactly, bro. That from all the, because a lot of this stuff that I've been listening to is the rise and fall stuff. You just see people, they
Greedy,
get too
bro.
greedy, bro. A lot of the YouTubers that I see that fall off or all this stuff. There's this popular guy, I forget his name, but anyways, he was like an OG YouTuber, bro, and he just kept like I don't know, flaunting, like, bro, it's just they overdo it. There's an extent to where like trying to be a content creator, I guess, you have a shelf life, and you have to ride that shelf life as long as you can. But once you get to a certain point of like, instead of just making like content that you like making, like we are right now, you get to a point where it's just about the money. And that's when you see them start to fall off, because they'll clickbait things that they don't care about, or do things for views that are like way too outrageous, and they can't seem to like stop themselves from the decline. They keep going like too extreme to doing these things, and they can't recognize like, yo, I forgot where I came from.
So I got a question for you then.
Yeah.
Is Mr. Beast too big to fail, or is he falling under the same pattern?
Not yet. He's not falling under the same pattern yet.
He definitely is.
Right
He's
now?
doing the exact, bro. He's going so crazy and so wild with the shit he's doing. Like, it's so, bro. Have you not seen any of his recent stuff?
No, I watched the last one, the
bro,
yacht one.
they're wild, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, bro, like, you went from, like, going and doing cool stuff and, like, you know, giving money out for, like, challenges and stuff like that. Now you're, like, wild, bro. Like, doing some really wild stuff. Like, bro is, like literally spending millions of dollars for videos sometimes.
I think part of that is true to what you're saying. Another part, like, I've listened to a couple of hours of him speaking. It seems like he really just likes being crazy like that.
Yeah, bro, but I'm telling you, like, yeah, I've seen some of his old old interviews and stuff like that, and he seemed fine. Like, but now in a lot of his recent interviews, like when he talks about it, it seems like he just only cares about the content that he's making and nothing else.
Yeah,
he's just he even talks about like he doesn't focus on anything other than the videos he's making.
I haven't thought about that, bro. But
that's my question: is he too big to fail, or was?
Oh no, he's probably gonna fail eventually. It's the trajectory of all creators that make things and just keep going like this.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he too big to fail, as in it doesn't really matter. Like, he can do this and he has so much money that he's good. He's whatever. He's like however X hundreds of millions of dollars that he has. Or is it like it doesn't matter how rich you are, you can still go down and you're still going to go down if you keep following the same trajectory and pattern?
I think life is like this, right? It's a roller coaster. And from the trajectory of these people that I see in the rise and fall videos, the Lil Xans, all these people, whatever, right? It just seems like it is that, but it's mostly like they're going up. It's a roller coaster going up, and eventually it's a roller coaster coming down. And I assume life is like that. You just die eventually, right? There's an end to the roller coaster. So I assume he's going to come through the same thing too. I don't know how it's going to be. Hopefully it's like a good ending. Like, he decided to leave YouTube after his views started dwindling and stopped caring about it so much. But hopefully it's in the sense of like eventually he realized, I don't want to keep doing the extravagant yacht craziness stuff, the gigantic Squid Game stuff, because it's killing me and I'm gonna die too quickly. And hopefully it's like, yo, I did all this crazy stuff and I'm done with it. I grew up. I kind of just want to do a podcast with my friends and chill and flatline, and then slowly decrease until the day he dies. I hope it's like that.
All right.
Instead of a just
But my question
giant
is,
spike and then boom, it's done.
But my question is, if he continues like this, which one is it? Too big to fail, or he's gonna go down like everybody else?
He's gonna go down like everybody else because YouTube eventually will go down, bro. I don't know. I seem like for when I was like a teenager, like Google was this ginormous company, right? And then came out TikTok and GPT, and it just seems like, oh shit, Google isn't like the big giant monopoly anymore. They might get taken out by something in the future because they got scared when ChatGPT and TikTok came out.
They got scared?
Yeah. Because TikTok became the most widely searched thing in the world.
As a
search engine. As a
search engine?
Yeah. It was last year.
What the fuck?
Yeah. More people were using TikTok to search things than Google. And it was the first time in X amount of years, 14 years, that Google wasn't the most searched thing.
I don't know. That doesn't seem like that really matters.
What I'm saying is Google is this ginormous company. It seems like they would never fail.
I feel like that doesn't affect them in any way, shape, or form. Like, cool, like people are looking up videos on TikTok. That's what it's meant for. I feel like if people still want to like Google stuff, they're gonna. Your first instinct is not.
But you're not getting what I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying. Like
even company I thought, in my sense of that time frame, was too big to fail, might fail one day. So.
Yeah, but
Mr. Beast is not too big to fail, is what I'm saying. I'm answering your question.
Okay, no, but what I'm saying is I don't see how TikTok doing that affects Google in any way, shape, or form.
ChatGPT, you don't see how that would affect it as a search engine when people are going to ChatGPT to ask questions instead of Google?
No, I don't see how, because people I have ChatGPT too. Like I've been using it and stuff too, but I do it because I like to do funny stuff with it. I mean, I guess obviously I'm not everybody, right?
But you're not seeing like the future kind of like relatability to this.
Yeah, but like my question, how has it affected Google thus far? Like, has it affected their stock prices or anything? That's what I'm saying. Has it had any effect? Any at all?
Yes.
TikTok has been...
Bro, Google
I'm talking about money-wise.
Money-wise. I don't know about the money. Okay. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying if they could get taken over as the most used search engine, I'm not talking about money, as the most used search engine, then that means Mr. Beast can get overtaken too, right? That's the reference I'm making.
Oh yeah, no, I get that Mr. Beast can be overtaken.
If Google can be done like that, Apple one day will probably be done like that by, I don't know, if Elon Musk comes out with a fucking Android phone, or if some other company does it. If all these companies eventually can be taken out, like Sears, that was 100-year-old company, all these companies can be taken out.
Oh yeah,
they just fail on their own. Bud Light, all these ones, Anheuser-Busch, then eventually Mr. Beast will probably end up like that too. Everybody dies.
That's fair. I see that. I get what you're saying.
That's just what I mean. I'm not saying money. I'm not saying any like whatever analytics. I'm just saying like as a comparison, everything fails.
No, I agree on that part, that everything fails. I see your point on that. Like I agree with you on that. The reason I was saying the Google part specifically is because to me, comparing those two to Google to me is a moot point. Like it has no bearing on the company and their money, and that's why I said that.
Okay.
Because I don't know. Maybe it's just because I might be an old head, and which is crazy. Think about it, an old head. Like it could be like you're saying, all the young kids are using that instead, and I might just be an old head that's stuck in his ways, and I'm just gonna keep Googling shit because this is how I do it, So it might be. But that's what I'm saying. Like I don't see it. I don't see I don't see the effect, but that's the whole thing that's the whole thing. No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the whole thing about getting older and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You don't see the future.
As a search engine, maybe one day in the future, 20 years, ChatGPT might take it over, because how I see that people are using it from all the podcasts and stuff that I listen to, it seems like people are using, like I used it myself to create a YouTube thumbnail, or not a thumbnail, a YouTube title. I was like, give me a title that'll get more views, blah, 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 about this. And it comes up with one. So instead of going to Google for that, I went to ChatGPT and did that.
Yeah.
And people are doing it for whatever it is, their homeworks or this or that. Their resumes. Exactly, bro. So eventually I could see ChatGPT being used more than Google because it'll pop up with, here's the link to this.
Mhm.
This is one of the best videos on how to create a resume or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So maybe like 20 years from now, but
the thing for me too is like, because the internet is so different, bro. And I don't know, the internet's so like it's still new. You know what I mean? Like the internet's new.
this
Like,
internet is new.
yeah, obviously this sure they
This
obviously World War
internet
II
is
is when it started, right? Right after World War II or during or I forgot how it was the woman that made the internet and
Yeah.
Bluetooth and all that. She gave it to the U.S. government, you know, and all that stuff. I forgot what her name is. She's a
it's-
famous actress, but
It's
she's
the grandmother to that comedian girl.
Yeah.
I forget the name is.
Oh damn!
It's not like Mueller. It's like Mellers.
I forgot her name. It's gonna eat at me. I'm not gonna. I'll think about it eventually. But like, yeah, sure. But the new World Wide Web type thing, the www stuff, right? Like that stuff is relatively new. So like, it's just, yeah, it's so funny because
Eddie Lamar.
yeah, there you go. It's so crazy that like I can't see any change or I can't see anything different because this is all I'm used to. Because like think about it, most people that have seen the internet, they're just used to this. Like there's been other search engines, but it was like as soon as Google caught on to the internet, it's been untouchable. So like it's crazy because like the Google is synonymous. There you go. When something is synonymous with something, it's like you can't imagine something without it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
I know.
Google is 100% synonymous with the internet. Like you cannot think internet and Google not be one of the first things you think of. Because when you go on the internet, what is usually the first thing that pops up no matter what?
Google.
Google.
Right.
Whether it's your primary search engine or not, when you're thinking like, oh shit, I gotta do my homework, I gotta do this, half the time you won't even click in the specific website that you already know what it's called. You Google the website and then click on the website through Google. It's crazy. So it's like, because it's so synonymous with the internet, it's so hard for me to imagine like anything different from it.
I can see it getting replaced, bro. Because I remember when iPhone and iPod touches first started like coming out. I remember back in those days, Safari will let you choose what browser to use, and it still does let you do that, but it's like a way more hidden feature. Back then, it was like, I think the first one wasn't Google. I think it was like Yahoo. Back in those days, and like
AOL.
2008 or something like that.
AOL had the original first search engine that I can think of that I think AOL did.
Yeah, but I'm talking like
because they had their own internet browser.
Like smartphone times, like early smartphone times. Like
Mhm.
the smartphone just came out, boom, the iPhone, and I was like, oh, what's that thing?
Yeah, I get it, but like Safari doesn't have its own search engine though.
No, but it like preferences automatically Google for you.
Exactly.
Back
Like,
in the days, like
you got to choose.
You basically like started off with like Yahoo or something like that first, and then you had to choose Google and swap it out, which was a lot easier. I haven't done that forever because the other ones suck now. But and then I think around that time, Bing was trying to get through, and I remember using Bing, bro.
They were doing a push and it failed.
They tried, bro. The marketing was like out there so hard. I remember commercials of that.
It's like, don't something, Bing it.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I know I tried using it a few times, but then for me, it seemed like the search results weren't the same.
I don't know. I just didn't care to use it. I was like, I'm just gonna use Yahoo.
Yahoo has a search engine?
Yeah.
Never used it.
Yahoo? You never use Yahoo?
I've never used Yahoo as a search engine. I've used Yahoo. I have Yahoo Mail, and I used to look up articles on the Yahoo News and like Yahoo Finance and that
Yahoo
kind of stuff.
Finance.
But I've never like
Yahoo itself is the search engine, bro.
nobody
uses it anymore though.
I never did. That's what I'm saying. Like Google has been the only thing that I can remember using, except for like Bing. Like,
That's
because I kept hearing about it.
That's crazy that you never use Yahoo, bro.
But I didn't even know they had a search engine.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. You are definitely an old head.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's crazy,
bro.
bro. All I can think of is like, I'm telling you, man, like when I still think of internet, bro, people think it's weird that I say this. They're like, you're too young to remember this. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? I remember dial-up internet. Like, I remember you had to choose between being on the phone or using the internet. Like, you couldn't do both because you had to plug in your internet to use it. You had to, get in there, hit the beep, boop, 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 tones and all that just to use the internet. Like, I remember that. I don't know why. I was really young during that time, but I remember that. People are like, how do you remember that? And I'm like, I don't know. I remember, like, when you were trying to use AOL, you would have to go through the whole dial-up process just to use it.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy to me.
Well,
or it was normal back then. It would take forever.
You guys have had a computer since, like, I was born. I didn't get a computer till I was, like, I think I was 12.
When you had a laptop, huh?
When I got a laptop finally. Yeah. And I didn't have internet for another year after that. I just had a laptop. I was like, hey, can I have this laptop? Can I buy a laptop? I use, like, some of my money. And my parents were like, all right, we'll get the rest for you.
Bro, AOL still exists, bro.
Yeah. I'm sure as a company it still exists.
Bro, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a name. People tend to like whatchamacallit, they'll buy up old companies for the name and try to redo it or whatever.
Bro, the AOL search engine still exists, bro.
Does it? It's probably tiny. I think it's coming back. I think it got bought out by someone. I forget
who. Bro. What? I'm about to start using the AOL search engines, bro.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna feel like a real old head, bro. Imagine that. I go to like AOL something, bro, and they're like, "What? Like, bro, AOL that?" They're like, "What? Like, yeah, bro, you don't use AOL, bro."
That's crazy.
That's my search engine, bro.
That's crazy.
Because that was the browser we used to use. That was like the only browser that was like super big back then.
Yeah, I never used it. By the time I got to
it was all Google.
Bro, you know what's funny? I actually used the internet, but at Marsh. Remember? We used to have the Apple IIs, I think.
Oh, the Macintoshes from back in the day, like the big ones.
It was the colored ones, though.
Yeah, bro. They had the big ass back on the back of it.
Yeah.
They were like bricks, dude.
Bro, they were huge. I remember using those, and they taught us how to use Google there.
They did.
And I used to Google things like, who's the tallest man in the world?
Bro, because we had a computer class.
Yeah.
They taught us how to type and everything.
Yeah, they taught us how to type.
Bro, it's so funny. I used to get yelled at because I couldn't do like the traditional like.
I still suck at typing.
I'm this, bro. I'm like, bro, I type super fast, but with my fingers like this. Bro.
I can type like this, but I just type super slow.
Nah, bro. I'm spazzing, dude.
But yeah, bro, I remember them teaching us how to use the internet back then, bro.
That's probably how I got into Google then, bro.
And that was the first time I used Google. And I remember Google, instead of it being 1, 2, 3, and then next, and then after that it's like all the other search options. It used to be
Google.
Oh.
It would never
like
end.
Forever. Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. I remember that too.
Bro.
I remember because they used to talk about, they're like, watch how crazy this is. It's like you search something up and look at how many results come up on the internet.
Yeah.
And it would be like 2.5 million, and we'd be like, oh my god, 2.5 million search results.
Yeah.
That was crazy to
like
me,
that.
bro.
Bro, what fascinates me is that it's been. I learned that, I think I was 5, 6, right? That was first grade, and that's when they taught us. Like 5, 6 years old when I learned that. And to this day, my mom still asks me how to like search things up. I'm like, Mom, you've had 20 years to learn this. You're like 30 years older than me, and she's still like, I don't know how to take a picture of this. I'm like, just screenshot it, Mom. Anyways, funny stories.
That's funny, bro.
I don't even know how we got to this, but we were talking about Mr. Beast failing.
Yeah, Mr. Beast failing. Google, the internet. How Google, to me, Google is too big to fail.
The rise and fall stuff, because I was telling you about watching all that stuff, and you asked if I think Mr. Beast was too big to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually everybody fails. Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Even in the U.S., it's just these big companies get bailed out.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
It's more about how long is this run gonna be more than anything.
Exactly, and then whether your reputation is gonna be tarnished towards the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, will you be known still as the Great Mr. Beast, or will you be like some watered down version or some other thing?
Because it was, I used to think the same thing about, because I always had this mentality about, everything fails. Eventually. Yeah, which, yes, everything does eventually, right? But, like, Mark Zuckerberg and what he's done with Facebook, like that, it's like, every time I kept thinking, like, oh, man, this is going to go away, right? Finds a way to fucking revive it. and then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Like Mark Zuckerberg is getting bigger. Like sure, the meta shit is failing or whatever, right? But that doesn't change the fact that Facebook is still the most used social media on the planet.
Yeah, right.
On the planet, everyone, well, most people have a Facebook, bro. Fucking people in Peru have it. They have it.
Right.
People that barely have to travel like 3 hours just to get internet have a Facebook account.
Exactly.
Not the same with TikTok. Yet. You're right. Yet. Right.
Yeah.
I'll say not yet. But like it's crazy. Like you would think, you know, Instagram became a thing, and then they bought it. Twitter was a thing, and Twitter's still a thing, but Facebook still came back up. You know, Facebook has adapted to everything. They take what everyone has used and just add it to theirs, and you know, for a lot of times that usually doesn't work because you're usually too little, too late for it. But it just seems that it always works with Facebook. And I used to always have this mentality, like, yeah, it's gonna fail at some point.
Yeah, people thought that with the Instagram stories. Remember?
Yeah.
It was like Snapchat. Then Instagram was like Instagram stories. They're like, that's
but
garbage.
That happened.
I remember my homies would like try to roast me about it. I'm like, bro, like it's just stories, bro. Like it's not that big of a deal. And people were like, it sucks.
The Instagram stories happened after Mark Zuckerberg bought Instagram.
They're doing that with the notes right now. Exactly what they did with the stories. People hated on it. They're doing that with the notes, saying that notes is copying Twitter. I like notes.
No, but you see what I'm saying though. Mark Zuckerberg, it works for him. Copying everyone works for him. Like he was the first, like or not the first. He was like the one that basically perfected at the time social media because you had MySpace, you know, you had stuff like that back in the day. Yeah. But all that failed. All that fucking went away. He hasn't. He's the one from the OGs from back in the day that's still around. And it's every time something happens, either he buys them or he copies them, and it works for them.
I think it's because he is like a sort of Elon Musk in that they're really, really smart. And because he's so young, he can understand
how to copy properly.
Yeah, like how to adapt with the times because he's not old yet.
That's fair.
But eventually, I feel like if he gets to, let's say, 50 years old, he might not be able to keep up with the times too much.
So he hires another Mark Zuckerberg.
Maybe it fails then, but it's because he did it so young, and he got. I think he has help from like the government, like helping push it out into like other countries and stuff. Because he has help from the government, he's so young that he knows how to adapt with the times still. But maybe he'll fail one day.
So it's like he had the ability to put more skin in the game because he was younger.
Yes.
So like he was able to over more time put more skin in the game and like get, you know.
Yeah, because a lot of the corporations that fail is because they get too old and they don't keep up with the times. But because he did it so young, he's still able to keep up with the times because he's young and he gets it. But eventually he might not get it one day.
Yeah. I guess for me it's like
Either
some of these companies I don't understand how, or I don't see how. Obviously everything will. It's like you don't envision the end of the race or the end of the run. You know what I mean? You don't envision it. Like me, I can't envision the end of the Google race or Google run. I can't envision it. I can envision a lot of things. I can envision the run of like. Damn, what's a fad
that's died? Keto. Keto's kind of dead.
Yeah, it's kind of dead. Yeah. So like that I could envision that as a diet. You know. Yeah. You know, it doesn't seem something that's. What other things? Even like companies, bro. Like, oh, bro, like oh, here you go. Like other companies, like big box stores or like Best Buy,
like the Blockbusters,
like Best Buy, Blockbuster, or not necessarily Blockbuster because I was too young to envision that one. Like Best Buy, Circuit City, like I can see how Circuit City was failing because Best Buy had everything. I can see how Best Buy is going to fail because you can buy everything online now. Yeah. I can see how any of these big box stores in general or just big companies, I can see how they can fail. I can see the end of their runs because of it being online. So maybe not necessarily the full end of the run of the companies, but like the way we shop. Like I could see that because I saw the internet and how people were buying stuff online. I could see that. You know what I mean? I could see the end of the Yeezy run because of how people were getting at Kanye. Yeah. And stuff like that. I could see that. I can envision these. I can't envision the end of Google, bro. Like the CEO of Google can do some horrible shit. They can replace him and keep going.
Right.
They'll dunk down like 20% investment. They might go down like 20%, right? And then replace CEO and then start slowly going back up. I can't envision the run, bro. I can't envision how they would fail.
Yeah, the thing with a couple of the companies like that is a little harder because they're tied to the software that everybody uses their phones, and everybody has a phone.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a little tougher. So it's harder to see a Facebook just completely fail, and the Google completely fail, or a Microsoft or the software stuff on your phone. It's a little harder. Whereas like you could see it as sneakers going out of style, like Yeezy, or like I don't know, or like a toilet brand going out of style because there's better toilet paper, or everybody uses bidets.
See that, and that's why I talk about synonymy or synonym, whatever. However the word is synonymy, right? Being synonymous with something.
Yeah.
Like I cannot envision a run for certain things. Another one, perfect example. When you think of shoes, what is the first thing you think of?
Nike.
Nike and who?
Vans.
No, Nike and who?
Oh, Jordan.
I can never imagine the fucking end of Jordan, bro. He stopped playing forever.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the end of that run because Michael Jordan is synonymous with basketball shoes.
Right.
And the sport of basketball is not going to die. It's a sport. Sports don't die. Like they advance. Sports advance throughout time, but they don't die. So I don't see the end of it because think about it. I remember when I was super young, Jordan playing for the Wizards. That's because I was super young, and I was like, okay, they were telling me like Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player, he's playing for this team. So I remember that. But like, you never watched him play.
No.
My little brother never watched him play. Like, and he's 9, but he knows who Michael Jordan is. He wears Jordans. He wants Jordans. Like, that's synonymous. Can you imagine the end of the run of the Jordans?
Can you imagine
because it's so synonymous?
Can you imagine the end of the run of like the United States?
Yes.
Like it no longer being called the United States. Like we have like a war, and then boom, now we just rebrand it as the
next empire of whatever, or the next society.
We'll call it like the Hamburger Nation. Because I don't know, maybe it looks like a hamburger.
Yes and no. I can't envision it, and I can't. I can envision it.
I think the only thing they could collapse all these companies that you're talking about is probably a war.
The fall of America, the fall of westernized culture.
Yeah, a war.
That's fair.
I think because they're so indoctrinated and so synonymous with our current culture, the only way they'll fail because the government can't bail them out this time because we went to war and everything collapsed. Culture collapsed.
Okay, yeah. Westernized culture.
Our culture, yeah.
In the United States. Because that's one of the biggest things we export in America is culture.
Yeah.
Everyone follows American culture.
So then when we come back from the war, we're all scraping up whatever we got. So instead of it just us caring about Nikes, then we create some work boot, and now the work boot brand is the new Nike or something like that. I can see it fall like that.
Yeah, I see that, but it's the same thing with the States, bro. I can and I can't imagine their fall. I can imagine it because I've researched and seen what it's like for societies to collapse. What it is that causes them. What is it that triggers collapse of society? Like a lot of times it's when things get too politicized. Like when I say things, I mean the society gets politicized, not politics. Society. Society gets too divided in things, like the Romans. That was going on with them a lot. Like people were doing this gender stuff in the Roman times, bro. Like this is not a new concept.
No,
like all this stuff has happened when gender roles start like getting disassociated and like whatever the word is. That's when a lot of societies start falling. So that's why I can see that because of it, but I can't because of the hold that America has in geopolitics.
Right. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
But no, I could see it because of the trends of history, because history repeats itself.
I agree.
Yeah.
You got any other topic, bro?
No.
Not
that I can think of off the top of my head.
I mean, we're at 110 basically. We could either end it or we could do one more thing.
We could end it.
All right.
We're gonna talk about dogs, man. How beautiful these dogs are here. Get up.
Brinca.
Brinca, ven. Brinca. See how beautiful this dog is? Look. Beautiful this dog is, man. If you don't love dogs, I don't know what's wrong with you. If you choose cats over dogs, I don't like you. Not really. I don't judge people based off of that. Yes, I do. But, like, how can you not love dogs? They love you. Like, dogs literally love you. My rant on dogs, they love you. Literally. See? Wants to give me her paw. What's up? You just want to be loved, don't you? Dogs are the greatest things on this planet. There's a reason why it's man's best friend. They just want to love you. These are the greatest creatures on God's green earth, man. That's my nuts. Chill out. But, man, I love dogs. If you don't love dogs, get away from me. There's a reason why it's a DawgZ Only podcast.
All right. Well, that's about it. If y'all hear the dogs, that means we're done, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Please like and subscribe. If you see us on YouTube, we're trying to get them views up, so if you could just go like this, scroll to like the 5-minute mark. It's for retention up. Appreciate y'all. Catch us at SS4 Brando on Instagram, TFM Favo on Instagram, and DawgZ Only podcast on Apple, Spotify, wherever you can find podcasts at, and on YouTube. Appreciate y'all.